There's a lie that gets sold to beginners over and over again. It sounds like this: learn the right strategy, master the right indicators, find the perfect entry and exit signals, and you will make money in the markets. It sounds reasonable. It sounds like something you could actually work toward. Study hard enough and success follows. But here is the truth that almost nobody tells you at the start, and that most traders only discover after they've lost a painful amount of money. The market doesn't care how good your strategy is if you cannot control yourself. You can have the best system in the world, back-tested over 10 years with a proven edge, and you will still blow up your account if you can't manage your own mind. Trading is not really a game of charts, it is a game of self-control. And if you can't control yourself, you can't trade. Not for long, not profitably, not sustainably. This is the hardest lesson in trading, and it is the one this script is entirely about. Part 1. The market is a mirror. Most new traders think the market is testing their intelligence. It is not. The market is testing their emotional discipline. Every candle on the chart is neutral. It doesn't know you're in a trade. It doesn't care that you're down 3 losses in a row. It doesn't feel your fear or your greed. The market simply moves according to supply and demand, buyers and sellers, big money and small money. It has no opinion about you. But you have an opinion about it, and that opinion is shaped by your emotions, your ego, your fear of missing out, your fear of losing, your need to be right. The market becomes a mirror. It reflects back to you your own lack of discipline in the form of losses, and your own emotional control in the form of consistent, calm profits. This is why 2 traders can use the exact same strategy and get completely different results. One trader executes with discipline, follows the rules, takes the stop loss without hesitation, doesn't revenge trade after a loss, doesn't overtrade after a win. The other trader has the same rules on paper but breaks them constantly, moves the stop loss just this once, doubles the position size to make it back quickly, exits winners too early out of fear, and holds losers too long out of hope. Same strategy, 2 completely different outcomes. The difference isn't skill, it's self-control. Part 2. The 4 Horsemen of Trading Self-Destruction. There are 4 emotional patterns that destroy traders faster than any bad strategy ever could. If you recognize yourself in these, that recognition itself is the first step toward fixing it. 1. Fear. Fear shows up in 2 opposite ways. First, fear of missing out, FOMO, which pushes you to jump into trades late, chasing price after it has already moved, buying tops and selling bottoms because you're afraid of missing the move. Second, fear of losing, which causes you to exit winning trades too early, cutting profits short because you can't stand the anxiety of watching an open position even when your original plan said to let it run. Both forms of fear come from the same root, a lack of trust in your own plan. If you don't fully trust your strategy, every price movement feels like an emergency. 2. Greed. Greed convinces you that one trade should make you rich. It pushes you to increase position size after a win, to hold a winning trade far past your target because it might go higher, to add to losing positions because you're convinced the market has to turn around. Greed turns a solid trading plan into a gambling session because greed always wants more, and more has no natural stopping point. 3. Hope. Hope is dangerous because it feels positive, but in trading it usually means you're refusing to accept reality. Hope is holding a losing trade without a stop loss, telling yourself it will come back while the loss grows bigger and bigger. Hope replaces analysis with wishful thinking. A trader driven by hope is not managing risk, they are praying. 4. Revenge. Revenge trading happens after a loss. Your ego has been hurt, and instead of stepping back, you jump straight back into the market to win it back immediately. You increase size, you abandon your rules. You are no longer trading a strategy, you are trying to punish the market for taking your money. But the market doesn't know you exist, and revenge trades almost always end in bigger losses. Fear, greed, hope, and revenge. These 4 are responsible for more blown accounts than any bad indicator ever was. Part 3. Why discipline beats intelligence. There's a common misconception that successful traders are geniuses, that they see patterns others can't see, that they have some special insight into market direction. In reality, most successful traders are not smarter than the average person. What separates them is not intelligence, it's behavior. A profitable trader with a mediocre strategy but excellent discipline will outperform a genius with a great strategy and poor discipline every single time over a long enough period. This is because trading success is not about being right on any single trade. It's about consistency across hundreds of trades, and consistency requires control. Think about it like a casino. A casino doesn't need to win every hand. It has a small statistical edge, and it applies that edge consistently over and over without emotion, without deviation, for thousands of hands. That's why casinos are profitable businesses. They don't get greedy and increase the house edge randomly. They don't panic and change the rules after a losing night. They stick to the system because they understand edge plus consistency equals profit over time. A trader who has a genuine, tested edge, even a small one, but applies it with total discipline, will win in the long run for the same mathematical reason. But the moment emotion interferes with execution, the edge disappears because the trader is no longer actually following the strategy that was tested and proven. They're following their feelings instead. Part 4. The cost of losing self-control. Let's be specific about what losing self-control actually costs a trader, beyond just money. It costs clarity. An emotional trader cannot think straight. Decisions made in a state of fear, anger, or euphoria are almost always worse than decisions made calmly. It costs consistency. A strategy only works if it's applied the same way every time. The moment you start making exceptions, just this once I'll skip the stop loss, just this once I'll size up, you no longer have a strategy. You have a series of random decisions with a strategy's name attached to them. It costs confidence. Every time you break your own rules and it goes badly, you lose a little trust in yourself. This creates a downward spiral. Less confidence leads to more hesitation or more recklessness, which leads to more mistakes, which leads to even less confidence. It costs time. Traders who can't control themselves often spend years going in circles, blowing up an account, taking a break, coming back with a new strategy, blowing up again, because they keep treating the problem as a technical one. I need a better strategy, when it is actually a psychological one. I need to control myself. Part 5. How to actually build self-control as a trader. This is not about willpower alone. Willpower is a limited resource, and relying purely on gritting your teeth and trying harder will eventually fail under enough pressure. Real self-control in trading comes from building systems and habits that make discipline the path of least resistance. 1. Write down your rules before you trade, not during. Decisions made in the heat of an open position with money moving in real time are almost always emotional decisions. Decisions made calmly before the market session even opens are almost always rational decisions. Write your entry rules, your stop-loss rules, your position sizing rules, and your exit rules in advance. Then your only job during the trade is to follow what calm you already decided, not to renegotiate with panicked you. 2. Define your risk before you define your reward. Most undisciplined trading comes from focusing on how much you could make instead of how much you could lose. Flip this. Before every trade, know exactly how much you are willing to lose, in dollars, not just percentage. If that number is uncomfortable to actually accept losing, your position size is too big, full stop. Discipline is far easier to maintain when the downside doesn't scare you. 3. Use a trading journal and be brutally honest. A journal isn't just for recording entries and exits, it's for recording your emotional state. Were you calm or anxious? Did you follow your plan exactly, or did you deviate? Over weeks and months, patterns emerge. You'll start to notice things like, I always overtrade on Mondays, or I always revenge trade after 2 losses in a row. You cannot fix a pattern you haven't identified. 4. Separate the outcome of one trade from your self-worth. One loss means nothing. One win means nothing. What matters is your process over a large sample of trades. A trader who takes this seriously stops treating every single trade like a referendum on their intelligence or their worth as a person. This single mental shift removes an enormous amount of emotional weight from each decision. 5. Build circuit breakers into your trading. Decide in advance, after 2 losses in a day, I stop trading for the day. After hitting my daily loss limit, I close the platform. These aren't suggestions to consider in the moment, they are rules that exist specifically because you know that in the moment you, after a loss, cannot always be trusted to make a good decision. A circuit breaker takes the decision out of the hands of an emotional version of yourself and hands it to the calm version who built the rule in advance. 6. Treat trading like a business, not a casino trip. Businesses have procedures, risk management, and long time horizons. They don't panic over one bad quarter. They plan for bad periods in advance. If you start treating your trading account the way a business owner treats their company, with patience, with planned reserves, with long-term thinking, the emotional intensity of any single trade naturally decreases. Part 7. Self-control is a skill, not a personality trait. Here's the most encouraging part of this whole topic. Self-control in trading is trainable. It is not some fixed trait that certain lucky people are simply born with while everyone else is doomed. It is closer to a muscle. It gets stronger with the right kind of repeated practice, and it gets weaker when neglected. Every time you follow your rules, even when it's uncomfortable, taking a stop loss you don't want to take, walking away from the screen after your daily limit, not chasing a trade you missed, you are doing a rep. You are training the muscle. It will feel hard the first 50 times. It gets easier the 200th time, not because the market got easier, but because you did. This also means the traders who seem to have perfect discipline were not always like that. Almost every experienced, consistently profitable trader has a story about their early undisciplined years, the account they blew up chasing a loss, the position they oversized out of greed, the trade they held too long out of hope. The difference between them and the trader who quits is that they treated those failures as data about their own behavior, instead of as proof the market was unbeatable. Conclusion: the real trading edge. If you strip away all the indicators, all the strategies, all the courses and signals and gurus, you are left with one simple truth. Trading rewards the person who can consistently do the same disciplined thing over and over again, regardless of how they feel in the moment. Your strategy matters, your risk management matters, your market knowledge matters, but none of it matters if you cannot control yourself when real money is on the line and your emotions are screaming at you to do something else. If you can't control yourself, you can't trade, not for the long term, not profitably, not sustainably. But if you can build that control, piece by piece, rule by rule, rep by rep, you give yourself something far more valuable than any winning strategy: the ability to actually execute one. That is the real edge. Not the chart pattern, not the indicator, you.